Jake Paul has just posted this photo on Twitter. It depicts himself as Rocky and Anthony Joshua as Ivan Drago, as I predicted. The fight is on December the 19th, and on that day we have the closest approach of this comet called 3iAtlas, which is actually your third eye. Third eye Atlas. The Atlas bone is in your neck. Your head is a crown, and in the middle of your crown is your third eye Atlas. I believe it is a man-made object. Now, could we have some kind of event like a meteor strike or La Palma, or a combination of both? So here we have this image posted by Jake Paul. It shows himself as Rocky, Joshua as Ivan Drago. Joshua has been training with Usyk's camp, and Usyk, in his fight with Daniel Dubois, knocked him out with a punch called his Ivan. Could we have the fake death of Jake Paul, or is this event not going to happen? The fight. Is there going to be some kind of intervention before? Now, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, Mr. T. And Mr. T is Trump. And he trained for that fight on the Philadelphia steps. Remember, this is the anniversary of America. And I believe this is the end of America as it is today. And this will be caused by La Palma. And then we'll be at war with China. Now, in Rocky 3, you have Hulk Hogan, HH88, Holy of Holies. When this car reaches 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. Now, in Rocky 4, you have Apollo Creed, Apollo the Sun. And America is depicted like Babylon. And Rocky and Apollo Creed is defeated by Ivan Drago, and he dies. And so this seems to be the death of America. And then Rocky defeats Ivan Drago by training with rocks. He trains with rocks in that film. And then he defeats the dragon. So it's the story of St. George killing the dragon. Killing the evil lower self to reach the higher self, which is your third eye Atlas. Now, the fight is on the 19th of December. A couple of days later is the solstice, where you have the rebirth of the sun. Then you have the celebration of Christmas. Now, this seems to be about that Prince William will be king. Remember that Prince William was born on the summer solstice of caesarean birth. And it seems that one of these events to bring the new age will be La Palma. And last week in Andalusia, they had a tsunami exercise which involved 20,000 people. In Andalusia, in Cadiz, they had a tsunami drill which involved 20,000 people. So they're preparing for something. And if La Palma did go down, Cadiz would be affected in Spain. So they seem to be preparing for this event. Now, this is a David and Goliath contest. And Jake Paul is David. Now, he has Beep heritage. And remember, David defeats Goliath, and he defeats Goliath with a rock, a meteor, in Goliath's third eye. He defeats Goliath because Goliath is spiritually blind. We have this comet, which I believe is man-made, called Third Eye Atlas. The Freemasons believe that a higher intelligence is located in man's pineal gland, and that through understanding the duality and practice of the duality, they can become closer to God. So out of the duality, you create a trinity, which is Isis, which is Lucifer, which is your third eye. Man becomes enlightened. And the United Nations are performing a drill, which started on November the 27th, all the way to January the 27th. The United Nations are performing a defense drill based on Third Eye Atlas. And remember that in 9/11 you had a drill. In 7/7 in London you had a drill. For the Crown Bug you had a drill. And the drill for the Crown Bug involved Johns Hopkins University. And Johns Hopkins University created an artificial comet in 1984. 1984 legislation was used for the lockdowns. 1984 is a dystopian book. 1984, you had the alien in the Los Angeles Olympics closing ceremony, and it was based on encounters of the third kind, your third eye, 3iAtlas. E.T. points to the boy's pineal gland and says, "I'll be right there." The poster is E.T. giving life to the boy, like God gives life to Adam in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. We just had the Pope and King Charles in the chapel. The first time since Henry VIII. 8-8. H, Holy of Holies. The Hidden Hand. H, 8-8. And Michelangelo's God looks like a brain, and where his hand comes out is symbolic of the third eye. They believe a higher intelligence, the real SETI, is within man's mind. And so in 1984 you also have a song called 99 Red Balloons, and the lyrics of the song are about an unidentified object in the sky which causes a disaster, and the president is called, and it says, "Open your one eye, your third eye." And then it says that we are at war, and I believe that we'll be at war with China, and this is depicted on the latest Economist magazine cover 2026, as I have shown. So, is it possible that a rock of some kind, a meteor or La Palma or both, cause a nightmare before Christmas? And will this fight actually take place? Will it be interrupted beforehand? Or if it does, will Jake Paul be killed by a punch by Drago, Anthony Joshua? The way the fight is being sold is that the poster, you have Jake and Joshua. Jake is Jacob or Jack, which is the fool, or the enlightened Jacob who sleeps on the stone, and then a ladder is put up to heaven. And remember, when you have the Masonic depiction of the ladder, you have the pineal gland. So what it's saying is that the ladder to heaven is within man's body, to the pineal gland. By understanding the duality, you can form a trinity which makes man enlightened and closer to the knowledge of God. Now, the poster says Last Judgment. Jake and Joshua. I've shown in my videos how Freemasons, they have dual names. So Hulk Hogan, you have the HH. You have Charlie Chaplin, Robert Redford. So they have a capital on the first part of the name and a capital on the second part of the name. It represents the twin towers, the duality. And that is what it has on the poster of Jake and Joshua, and it says Last Judgment. And on the Economist magazine 2017, you have Trump next to the tower, and it is the Last Judgment. And you have the theses of Martin Luther on the door of the tower card. We've just had this reconciliation between the Pope and Charles. Could something happen just after this fight, on the solstice, on the 19th, or before the fight, that interrupts the fight? It seems like we are being set up for another huge psyop, which involves the birth of the sun, and it seems to be connected to Prince William, who seems to be the Masonic messianic figure. Thank you.